Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to TLR and welcome back to my co-host Isa, who was just having a field day all last week.
Yes,
I
I
was
was.
living vicariously through you on social media. I saw some of the stuff that you were getting to do. And no, we had a good show. John Alba was here and we had a fun time talking about Friends, The Office, and all this stuff.
Listen,
But
John is
there's
alright, but
nothing
he's
like
not
having
me.
you here.
I know you miss me. I know you miss
I know.
me.
Yeah. Even John made the comment with like, I can't do anything to replace Issa. She is the ultimate. So it's true.
Aw.
You are the ultimate. I'm glad you're back. And yeah, welcome back to TLR.
Thank you, Joey. I hope you guys had a fun time last week without me. And I'm so happy to be back. Shout out to people already piling into the chat. I see Killer Demon, Samantha. Don't forget, you guys can like, share, subscribe, help us grow this awesome network. You also can donate a super chat. It really does help us out. Wink, wink. And yeah, I'm so happy to be back. I missed you, Joey. I missed you. Also, my friend came to visit me from Canada, her first vacation in like 3 years. And I promised her I was gonna show her Puerto Rico the local way.
Yeah,
And she had a blast. So Joey, it's your turn. You gotta do it too, because I love being a tour guide.
I know. I heard you say it on your stream the other night when I was in there chatting up a little bit. And I was going to say, we're not official until we have matching tattoos. I mean, that's just not.
Ah! Yeah, I got a new tattoo. Yeah, man, we had a weird alien experience. Don't get me started on that. It was weird.
That I don't know. I love that kind of stuff. So that sounds like a
Remind me
plus
when
for
we
me.
go off the air to tell you, because I can't say it on
Oh
air
man,
because me and my friend are gonna go live on my channel and share it. I haven't
yeah.
told anybody the actual story, so if I tell
Oh
you
man.
here, then I'm gonna blow it on my stream. So, but I'll tell you, I'll give you a little hint of what happened later.
Oh man, no, I'm excited. But yeah, a lot of fun topics to cover today. A lot of stuff coming in from the weekend. We were talking about earlier that today there's not really many celebrity topics to find for today's episode. And I was digging and digging, and I thought about this past weekend. We had a few things come up.
Hmm.
Obviously, the Oscars are coming up next. Is it this week or next week or something like that?
I think it's next week.
Yeah, so next week, and Chris Rock just laid the smack down on Will Smith's candy ass because he just put out a new Netflix stand-up special. By the way, the first ever Netflix live event. It was live.
Oh wow, it was
Um,
live. I had no
yes,
idea. So I haven't watched that. I'm looking forward to you filling me in on this, but I know it has to be good or a big deal because people in my chat were like, "Isa, do you watch Chris Rock?" And I'm like, "No, what happened?" And everybody in my chat was like, "You have to see it." And I'm like, "Geez, what did I miss out on?"
I thought he was gonna start the special with like a Cody Rhodes type of thing, like, so what do you want to talk about? But he went in, he touched on a lot of different things. The Will Smith stuff, obviously, he brought up from last year's Oscars event, getting slapped and all. That was like the last 10 minutes of the show, and he went in. But besides that, he touched on some Kardashian stuff. He touched on
Ooh.
some culture stuff. I mean, age stuff. There was so much that he touched on. It was worth the money that Netflix paid him to do that special, which was $40 million for that special. So
He got 40 million. No wonder why Netflix is going broke. They're paying these people so much ridiculous money. Didn't they pay like Prince Harry and Meghan like 20 million or
oh
something?
yeah, some
But then
crazy
you
amount.
see their revenue, like the financial reports, and it's not looking good for Netflix. It makes you wonder
Yeah.
why. Well, this is why.
Yeah. No,
Good
they
for him though. Get that back. Get that. I'm never gonna be against anybody getting their coin. So get it.
no, he's getting praised a lot right now because when this first happened, I mean, this is a year in the making. This is like the Rock
Right.
John Cena feud from WrestleMania. This is a year
Shut
in
up.
the making.
Once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. And
Oh my
no,
god.
he waited a full year to really say anything about it, to react to
He
it.
really did. He really did.
He was the most professional throughout this whole time. He stayed low and just kept his head up. I respect him for it.
Not
But
me. I would have been a messy bee. Okay, I would have been talking all the crap.
let me say this. He like I kudos to him because he's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till I'm paid to speak about it. And this
Makes
guy,
makes
he cashed
sense.
he cashed in that Money in the Bank.
Yo,
he won,
facts.
he
Good
won
for
big with
him. Good
this.
for him. Good for him. Because I mean, I don't know if he discussed it. Like I told you, I haven't seen it, but I will
Yeah.
hope that the Academy kind of gave him something. He could probably sue Will Smith if he wanted to, but for him to just say, I'm gonna get paid
Yeah.
and just speak my piece publicly, awesome. Good for him.
Yeah. And with the Oscars, I see that Ricky wrote the Oscars is this weekend. He was actually asked
Oh.
to host the Oscars again, and he declined. So I mean,
Good for
he's
him. Like, why would you want to go?
exactly. Yeah, because think about it. If he was to host again, he could have gone up there naked, and everything that was talked about would have been what happened last year to him. So it made
Yeah.
no sense. It's better for him just to avoid it. But we're going to talk a little bit more about what happened with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. We'll talk about that in a little while. The first topic I want to touch on is actually a pretty nice topic. It's not a funny topic. It's not anything like that. But Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya, made her
I saw
runway
that.
debut in Paris. And for a lot of people that don't know, Zaya is transgender. Is that the
Hmm.
that's what? Yeah, transgender. I think she transitioned a few years ago, even
Hmm.
like most recently. Um, and Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union were there front row, tears in his eye, clapping. Like this is a beautiful moment. I
It
think
was
that a
very
lot of
wholesome.
people very wholesome. I think a lot of people, especially in the celebrity world, should look to them for for guidance on this topic of being transgender and really being who you are, because they're doing such an excellent job uh, just being an advocate for this. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I saw a lot of it. And first of all, shout out to her because making your debut at Paris Fashion Week, that's one of the biggest fashion weeks in the world. I mean, I think
Yeah,
it's bigger than New York's Fashion Week. So I mean, Paris is like the ultimate. So it's awesome that she got to
yep,
make her debut there. I think this is such a weird topic for some people to like understand, and just to
yeah,
see somebody at the scale of them. And we talk about people using their platform for the right, for the right thing. This isn't even about them using their platform. This is just them being supportive, him being a supportive dad. Gabrielle Union was there. Like, it was, to me, it was a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful thing to see. I feel like I'm not a parent, so I don't know how I would feel about it compared to my nephews. And it's like, yeah, I would be there for no matter what they want to do. And just to see that kind of support and for it to go viral for the right reasons. Like we said, it was beautiful, it was
exactly.
wholesome, and it will help more people understand. Like, you don't know what parent might be struggling with this with their kids right now. And transgender
Yep,
kids go through so much that for somebody to say, hey, if Dwayne Wade can do this, can be supportive, somebody famous, and he's not feeling any kind of way about it, why can't I?
yep,
So I'm hoping that this really help open the eyes of other people that don't understand. There's so much
yeah,
education out there now. I remember a time where it was very hard to understand the transgender community, but now
yeah.
there is like you have the internet, it's like an open book. So like there's a lot of ways to understand it, but to see people supporting it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and especially I know you touched on it, but especially like Dwayne Wade being who he is, the stature that he has,
Hmm.
in his field, sort of say, and Gabrielle Union having the same, both of them being such uh, respected and praised celebrities. I think that it
Yep.
was just it's awesome to see them get the recognition for this in such a
Hmm.
positive way. It's not there's nothing negative about it, and that's honestly why I brought it to the table today, because I thought that it this is how it should be.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it to the table as well. Like I said, like, yeah, they have that big platform and they are who they are, but this is a real life, real situation. A lot of times you see
Yeah,
celebrities support a certain cause and people go and question it. And I hate when people do that. Who cares why they're doing it? They're doing it, and that's what matters. But here, the fact that they're, putting their faces in this particular situation, but it's not them trying to support transgender. This is a real life story that we have been able to see play out on the public, and it's awesome to see.
yeah, and speaking of the public and celebrities, there every week we tend to find somehow an addition to our Kardashian corner.
Yes.
You found you found something about the Kardashians. I found something about the Kardashians. And by the way, I see that my screen. I don't know if you can see it on your end. My screen is like lagging a little bit. I don't know what's happening. I usually never have issues with my Wi-Fi, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm usually the one with the crappy internet, but I'm not seeing it on my end.
Oh, so maybe it's just my end. Okay, good. Yeah. So, uh, two topics about the Kardashians. One that you found we could start with because I thought it was interesting. Um, we've seen you sent me a TikTok yesterday. By the way, I dropped my phone and fell on the floor laughing because it was so funny. What Northy is doing on social media.
My
She is
favorite TikTok
becoming
account, hands down, hands down.
she is becoming an entertainer in her own right. And I think for the right reasons. She's not like promoting a product or doing whatever the Kardashians do. She's just being herself and being really funny. And I am a fan of it. I love it.
Yeah, I believe I sent you a message yesterday, in which I told you I mean we both shared this in the past, but she gives me
Yeah.
Kanye vibes without the crazy. Like Kanye back in the
Yeah.
day, so entertaining, so much charisma, not afraid of the cameras, not afraid of
Yep.
anything. And she actually looks a lot like him, but I'm like, she
Oh
is
man, it's hysterical.
her dad before he went crazy. And I think on one of the TikToks that I sent you, like I love reading the comment section because those comments are insane. But like
Yeah.
somebody was like, it's funny how North has become the most interesting of all the Kardashians. And somebody
Yeah.
commented and they were like, yeah, because she's her dad. She's a West. She's not a Kardashian. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
see it. She's not
Yeah.
shy at all.
No. And like it's very wholesome to see because like we've seen in the past a lot of different celebrities who have kids that go on social media and they just like you're like what are they thinking, what are they doing? She's like genuinely having fun doing what she's doing and like you can see the confidence on her face. Like you said, she's not camera shy whatsoever. She stands there, she does her thing. It's not inappropriate, but it's also like, oh man, look what she's doing. Like
Yeah,
there's
well,
a good boundary there.
people are gonna twist it into something
Of
controversial,
course.
like I was telling you. So I believe what's the name of the TikToker? Ice Spice,
Something
Spice
like that.
Ice. Right. So that's like
She sings that song that's viral everywhere. I don't know what it's
right,
called, but
and I guess Norty was using it for a lot of her TikToks. It seems to be one of her favorite artists. And I will
yeah.
say, when she made the second TikTok with the wig and everything, she like copied the mannerisms to a T. I was like, she's being
Yeah.
absurd. Like you can tell she's a fan of this. And now people on social media are like asking, they're like, well, I wonder what celebrity Kim is gonna rent next to entertain her kids. And I'm
Yeah.
like, my first thought when I read that, and that tweet also went viral, my first thought was like, Grant, do you think if you get a phone call from Kim Kardashian, you're going to say no? Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
calls me and says, you want to come hang out with my kids? I'm there. I'll pay for the Uber. I'm there, right? So, like, the fact that people think that Kim is paying money to these celebrities, like them hanging out with Kim Kardashian and North, is not
Yeah.
going to grow their platform. Like, to me, that's crazy that people would automatically assume. And if she has the means, I saw the videos. It all looked like fun. Like, what is wrong
Yeah.
with? Why are we criticizing Kim for being a good mom? What is going on
Yeah.
with the world right now?
Like I'm no dancer whatsoever. I have no rhythm in my body. I'm the person who just stands in the corner and just bops a little bit. But if Mariah Carey called or messaged me and said, "Hey, do you want to like do a funny dance thing in a video with one of my songs?" No way in hell am I saying no. Same
That's
thing
what I'm
goes for Kim
saying.
Kardashian. I don't think she's renting anyone for these videos. I think that if you get a message from Kim Kardashian, we've seen it done with JoJo Siwa. We've seen it done with
Hmm.
Mariah Carey recently. Uh, there's so many other people who she's done this with already. If you
Yeah, it
get
just like
something, yeah.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, if you get a message or a call from Kim Kardashian, it's like, hey, you want to be in a video, a 10-second TikTok or whatever, she's not paying you because she doesn't have to. Because your brand, your social media follower count, I mean, everything is going to skyrocket for you being associated with Kim for 30 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever
And
it is.
those are some of the most. I honestly, like, let's be real. I didn't know who this Ice Spice lady was. I've heard the sound on TikTok, but I didn't know who she was. Now
Yeah.
I know because of Nord. So who benefited from this? Like, let's keep it real. I don't
Yeah.
think I always run into Nord's TikToks on Twitter. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
even find this on TikTok. It was on Twitter, but.
Yeah.
Which I laughed so hard, the one that I sent you, because they captioned it, Nord has gone
Oh,
too
man. It was
far.
funny.
But I had no clue who this lady was, and now I know who she is because of Northwest. So it's like I feel like people are not understanding how big the power of a Kardashian is, and even North. I don't lie to you when I tell you she's my favorite TikTok account. She's nine. I like it's
Yeah.
insane to me, but I just don't like the hate and the criticism that Kim is getting for being a good parent. If you have that pool, tell
Yeah.
me you wouldn't take advantage of it. Like, let's say you're mega famous, Joey, and you have a kid, and your kid is a fan of someone, and you know that if you send a message, you could make the meeting happen. Wouldn't you make it happen for your kids? I would.
She did that with JoJo Siwa. I believe it was North, who was a huge fan
Yeah.
of JoJo and the bows and all that stuff, and she made it happen. Like, I think people are just who hate on that are just that. They're just haters. Because if they had the means to do it, they would do it as well. But I think also, like, you mentioned like the parenting, aspect of it. I think she's doing such a great job. Like, obviously it's hard to be in that position in the public eye. Like, everyone is
Right.
watching Northwest Kardashian, whatever the hell her name is at this point. I'm gonna start calling her Compass because she's just everywhere. She's pushing her in the right direction, allowing her to be herself, be confident, not post like raunchy, content like we've seen on TikTok, different things like that. She's pushing her, she's directing her in the right direction of a way to go about her content. And
yeah,
if that
North is
involves
being a
being with
kid, and I
celebrities,
find
yeah,
she's letting her be a kid, which is such a rare thing nowadays because all these kids are growing up so fast. I find
yep,
her content so wholesome, and I like it's funny because it's not Kim and Nord, but you barely ever see Kim, or is she doing it? She's just being silly with her daughter. It's like I actually find
yeah,
the Kim on Nord's TikTok a whole different Kim from the Kim that we know. Because a lot of times when she shows up, it's just too. It's almost like you
yep.
can tell it's a parenting where Nord is like, "Please, mom, do this with me," and she's like, "Fine," like
She's mom and businesswoman.
It's so funny because I know we said this a lot if you guys are new to the channel, but if you're not, you probably haven't heard us say this. But Kim has gone from one of my least favorite to one of my favorite Kardashians in like the last few
Yep.
years. Like, she grew up and matured in such a different thing, and she really completely changed after that whole Paris robbery incident. Like, I don't know if her
Yeah, she
priorities
did.
changed. I don't know what happened, but I really like Kim Kardashian right now, which I didn't used to. I really did not used to. But I think that parenting, I don't know, I just never questioned her as a parent. As a dog mom, yeah, after Nor posted
Yes.
that TikTok of the dogs in the garage. But you know what?
Yep.
I would love to live in the Kardashian garage myself. I can guarantee you their garage is bigger than my entire apartment. I'll take it too.
Flip it.
Come on, I'll be one of those dogs. You know that garage gotta be nice.
Yeah. Nice marble floors, AC. Like, come on, a nice cage. Whatever
Yeah,
the hell's
I'll
in
take
there.
it too. But I just think she's a good mom, and there's
Yeah.
a lot going on in her life with Kanye. We don't even know where that stands. I'm glad that Kanye is finally managing to stay away from the news. Like,
Yeah.
thank you, because everything we were reporting on him was so negative. At this point, he probably blacklisted himself out of everything. I don't think people are covering
yeah.
him anymore. But um that has to be a rough time to go through that, and Kanye saying all of these things, and you gotta talk to your kids about that. So
Yep.
why not just bring them all of the happiness in the world? If I'm a billionaire and I'm spending my money or doing things to make my kids happy, why not? Why
Yeah.
not? I always say the super mega rich people are the ones who should reproduce like crazy because they can give the kids the life that everybody wants, wish they could give their kids, you know?
Yep. And you know what? Maybe because obviously there's going to be so much hate and negativity towards what North is doing. But maybe, like what you mentioned, Kanye, maybe this is her escape from all of that. Like, just to be funny on social media, like a lot of people do. For us, wrestling is an escape for us. Maybe for her, it's entertaining and being funny and dressing up on TikTok,
And
and
a
for
lot of
people to
times
come
you
at
see
her
her
every
with her,
which way.
yeah, and you see her with her little friends and cousins sometimes. Like she's just having fun. I love the
Yeah.
videos. She did the one where she was like cooking with her little siblings. Like she's so
Yep.
cute. I
Or
just
doing
don't
their
have a
hair
problem with
and
it.
just
Yeah, doing
yeah.
Kim's makeup. Like
Yep.
I don't see anything wrong. And I remember Kanye used to be very much against it because they would put on
Yeah.
lipstick, and I'm like, okay, I get it because Kanye's crazy at this point, so I don't know what I think about it. But I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was 9 playing makeup with my older sister, and she would put lipstick and all kinds of makeup on me. Like this is something every little girl does. Like it's not like
Yeah.
the Kardashians are out there exploiting her. um
Exactly.
i I see her dressed better than most of us when she's out in public, but she looks like a kid. They're not out there making
Yeah.
her grow up too fast or nothing like that. She's absolutely growing to be a beautiful little girl, but I find her so entertaining, and every time a new TikTok from her pops up, is wholesome. I smile, and I do not criticize Kim Kardashian for, if I have the pool and I can make my kid the happiest, I'm gonna make it happen. She's making it happen, and these are the moments that these kids are gonna remember when they get older.
Exactly. And not to kind of go off on a whole other topic of Kardashians here, but
Yeah.
how would you compare? Because I know you've seen it as well. How would you compare Kim's children's content opposed to Courtney's children's content? Because some of her kids have TikTok accounts as well. I don't remember what's her daughter's Courtney's daughter's name.
Penelope.
Penelope. Penelope does TikTok
Yeah.
as well, and she's always got like crazy dyed hair, and she's doing all these funky videos, all this stuff. How would you compare the two? Like, what would you?
So I'm not really, every once in a while they show up on my For You page, but your For You page is based on what you like.
Yeah,
So if when I like a lot of Nord stuff, they all show up
yeah.
on my freaking page. But I don't
Because
even follow them.
Penelope,
Like it's not I don't, not like Nord when I'm like stalking her
yeah,
page to see she posted something new.
Penelope was the one who really started like the TikTok social
Hmm.
media run in like for the kids in the Kardashian Jenner side. She was
Another
really the
thing
one that
that
started all
bothers
this.
me Another thing that bothers me about this, and I'm not answering like I didn't answer your question. I'm not too familiar with Penelope or Masons or their content. I
Yeah,
just know Nord's content. But
yeah,
it bothers me that people are like, how are you letting these kids out there on TikTok when 2 years ago we were arguing that TikTok was an app for kids? It was Musically. This was literally an app for kids. We came in and tried to take it over, but TikTok was a kid's thing. So don't get mad because kids are in there
yep,
making content. That's how it was originally supposed to be.
yep. And I remember seeing videos of Penelope doing like the sing along, like musically, singing along
Yeah.
to videos and doing the dances or whatever. Um, then she started getting it like it was like a mini adult in a TikTok, like makeup tutorials and doing all this, showing her house.
How old is
doing,
Penelope now?
I think Penelope is around probably around the same age as North, maybe a little younger.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking. Oh, she's 10. You're right. She's 10. So she's a year older than North.
Okay, yeah, I knew they were
Oh
around this,
my God. She's
some of
so
the same age.
cute. I'm going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, she was really the first one of the Kardashian
Mason.
kids to
Mason.
jump on TikTok.
She what? I
No,
thought it was Mason.
Mason maybe, but he kind of disappeared for a while, and then Penelope did her own. That's when they started. Oh, the Kardashian kids are on TikTok, and then
Yeah.
over the last I think year or so is when North kind of gone on there and they
How many
joined forces.
followers is North up to on TikTok? She's gotta be like, I'm gonna look it up. It's gotta be crazy. Hold on.
She's probably verified and 25 million followers, and
Kim and North. Let's see. 15 million followers.
I mean,
15.1 million followers.
crazy. Man.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
She has 440.2 million likes. That's insane.
wow.
That's insane. The
Yeah,
girl's viral, all right? She's got it made. She's probably making bank on there too. Actually, no, TikTok don't pay. Let's keep it real. But
yeah, no,
she's getting an income.
yeah. And kind of talking about or staying on the topic of how both of us really do love Kim Kardashian more now than ever because she's showing a more real side, a more authentic side. And the next topic I want to touch on is actually just that, because she's getting praised right now on social media for posting a picture of herself without any filters. I sent you the article. I don't know if you had a chance to look at the picture.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
But people, it's a makeup-free selfie. She posted it on Instagram, no filters, no makeup. And people are just kind of praising her for it because it's the first time that she's really posted anything that doesn't have any filters or any
Yeah,
like product endorsement or anything. It's just her face.
oh my god, her eyelashes extensions are everything. All right. Sorry. I get eyelashes extensions. She gets the good stuff. She first of all, she looks absolutely beautiful, which I figured she would. I'm tired of people criticizing the filtering on Instagram when everybody does it. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everybody's filtering. Instagram, that's the culture that Instagram created. I give her all the props, all the respect. And she looks beautiful. I don't think she has anything to hide. And I tell that to people. These people are on the constant eye, whether it's the paparazzi, the reality show, their social media. Um,
Yep.
I think the only one that's weird about that is Chloe. I think Chloe. Remember when she was trying to have that picture taken down because they posted an unfiltered picture of her? That was
Yeah.
that was a whole
I
mess. But
saw.
I go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say I saw a picture of her recently, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" She did some like work. I don't know what she did. She's not
You
looking
think?
like herself. Oh my
No, she looks
gosh! Like,
completely different. Completely different.
wow.
And there was a
I'm
there
all
was a
for
couple of
like
years.
looking good and like loving the way you look and everything, but like, damn, she like doesn't even look like her anymore. And she was one of my favorites for being so natural.
Real, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She there was a picture like 2 years ago that came out of her in a bikini, and it was
Yeah.
unfiltered, and she was like copyright striking everybody that posted it, and then she went on and posted like another picture, and it was like a whole mess, and I was like, that
Yeah.
has to suck to like
Yeah.
feel that insecure or like to not want that stuff out there, because you're still, at the end of the day, you're a real human, and there's only so much that you can do to like keep these pictures from getting out when you have paparazzi taking your photo every time you step out, etc., etc. I give Kim Kardashian a
Yep.
lot of credit. I always mention to you, like, there's no way we'll ever know what it's like to be Kim, but I have gotten some criticism for filtering or doing this, and I always
Yeah.
laugh about it because I'm like, I'm on video every day. You guys can see
Yeah.
what I look like. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything. I can't filter my webcam. Do I
Yep.
want my Instagram photos to look enhanced and prettier? Yes, but I always find it funny. So I cannot imagine what somebody at a level of that amount of followers gets it like when some of us at the hundreds level experience it sometimes, you know?
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that? Because you're not the first person to talk to me about the filters on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. Even TikTok has filters like that.
Yeah.
I maybe it's just a guy thing. I don't know if people are in the who are watching right now in the chat. If you're a guy
Oh,
or a girl,
guys filter their shit.
engage with us about this topic because from my perspective, I never use filters. I've tried it once and I'm like, that does not look like me at all. Like it's very like noticeable. You'll see with me, you'll see the difference. There's a lot of people where it's like you won't see a difference, and that's a good thing.
Right.
For me, I never use filters. I never really thought about like changing that aspect. Like if I wanted to change something, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I never used the filters. And I
Yeah.
always thought maybe it was more of like a guy thing, but I know there's like you said, a lot of guys use filters on or
Yeah.
videos too. But I've seen like there's even people like in the wrestling community, like in our community that do videos. Sometimes they use filters, and I'm like, whoa, like why are you why are you doing that? You look like an
Yeah.
anime character. Like chill out. But then there's
Yeah.
sometimes where you can't even notice.
Yeah. And there's subtle, like a lot of there's some apps out there that will have you looking like a whole different person that I think are just the
Yeah,
worst apps out there. But like sometimes I would like change the coloring or the lighting
yeah.
or like add a little
Maybe I
extra
need it
light.
because look at my, I look
No, you
at
don't
like
need
a
it. You don't
chalkboard.
need it. But I
Look
don't
at a
I
piece of
don't
white
do it.
white paper.
The face app, you can tan your skin, you know that.
Yeah. Then when you see me in
But
person, you're gonna be like, "Who the hell is this?"
that's my biggest fear, and that's why I don't go overboard, because I seen some of these filters like really change
Yeah,
the way a person looks. And well, I feel like one of the biggest fears that people should have is like, what happens when these people meet you in person? Or like, I heard so many
yeah,
stories, like completely random, but like dating apps that people put like fully filtered photos,
yep.
or they'll use like 10-year-old photos, and then like my friends go to meet these guys and it's like, no.
That was him in
I
high school.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have time to. And listen, they have a PR team, they can afford it, these ladies are
Yeah,
billionaires, but you have to have somebody out there checking everything that's being posted and take it down in order to keep up this image. And that's a Chloe thing. I think Courtney and Kim are past the point of
yeah.
caring. I think Kendall and Kylie does filter a lot, but
Oh man.
I think Kylie, like I seen pictures of Kylie by the paparazzi, and I don't think she looks that bad. I don't even think it's a lot of filter. I think Kylie wears a lot of makeup, and it makes sense. She owns a makeup company, right?
Yeah.
Kendall probably couldn't care less. She's so beautiful naturally, but it always
Yep.
makes me sad for Chloe, because I'm like, I can't control, like like I was
Yeah.
telling you, I'm like,
I
I'm
get
in
it.
so many platforms. I'm like, Lucha Libre Online will be posting a picture of me that I'm sometimes like, really, bro? But like it is what it is. Like
Yeah.
I wish people would start learning to be happy with just the way that they look. And like you said, I don't mind people that get work. I'll never be against that, but just do it because you want to be happy with yourself, not to please or to feel like you need to look a certain way. Because the one thing that drives me crazy about plastic surgery today is that I feel like they're
Yeah.
making everybody look the same, and it's not
That's
attractive.
the thing. That's the thing. Everyone
Yeah,
has, everyone's looking like Barbie dolls and like Ken dolls. It's just there has to be some sort of balance of
yeah.
accepting the way you look and loving yourself for it. Yes, there's things you can change, but you don't need to become a completely different person where you're unrecognizable.
We were
It's
talking
just
about Megan Fox not too long ago, and I was watching one of her documentaries on YouTube, and there was a big interview that I didn't know that she did, where she was talking about her plastic surgery and her nose, how she had it done 3 times, and she was like, "Before you do it," she said, "if you want to do it, go for it, do it for you, but go to a therapist, have a conversation with yourself," because she said a lot of times. What the issue that you think is gonna be fixed with a little plastic surgery is not, because it's all up here.
yeah.
And I was
You're
like,
still
"That's
gonna
that's
see
deep.
imperfections.
That's deep."
Yeah. Someone like for example, I'm not the most secure person with the way I look. I don't think anybody is. If you
Right?
start doing that stuff, you'll always find imperfections. You're never going to be like, "Oh, 100% perfect." You're always going to find something. And what you just said with Megan, I think that's brilliant. Like it's internal. You have to deal with that internally. All the work in the world, you're still going to have that feeling
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, she said that in that interview, and I have so much respect. She's like, go to a therapist, speak
Yeah.
internally, like try to sort it out with yourself first, and if you can't, then go get it. But she's like, but don't think that that's gonna guarantee. And that's like why we see so many people that keep going back and keep going back and keep going back, because it's more of an internal issue.
And one thing you need to do is get some friends that will gas you the hell up, because that is
I
very,
love hyping
very
my friends,
important.
and that's what I do. I don't have a very big
Yeah,
circle, but my circle, I am like the number
the
one
same
hype
way.
woman, because that's what we need.
Yep.
I am a person that I'm highly insecure, and that's not something that I share about. And I used to be overweight, and that body dysmorphia has some days in which I feel like the hottest thing in the world. And there's some days that I feel like I'm still 250 pounds. So you do need a positive circle that will help you out with that, because you never know what people
Yeah,
struggle with. You don't. That's also why we all need to be kind to each other.
exactly. And just for that, I respect the hell out of you just for even saying that. I think that's a thing, like with a lot of people, for our community here on TLR, we try to make it a safe and respectable environment, and we do that both with our platforms as well. Outside of this, with our wrestling content as well, I think that
Mhm.
that's what makes you. I mean, makes you stand out amongst the rest is that you're very real and authentic, and I respect
And
you for
I
being
hype
open with
all of my friends. Thank you. And I respect you too. And I adore you. And I hype all of my friends. This is not just about like
that.
physical beauty. It's like, if you show up on my chat and I know you're a fellow content creator, I'm gonna hype you the F up because I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to love
Yeah,
themselves. I want everybody to be happy. I'm like, I don't have time for this is why I like barely open Twitter anymore. Like it's a
yeah,
negative world and I just don't need that kind of energy. Like be a positive light, and I believe in what you manifest, and the energy that you put out is what comes up
yep,
to you, and that's all there is. But yeah, you never know what people struggle with, and I'm glad that we went into this subject because it doesn't get
yeah,
talked about enough. If I filter a photo, it's mostly because I want better lighting, or I want this, or I really like them, but
yeah,
I want to tweak it. But I'm not gonna try to hide what I look like, and I know that some people do it because of that. And like you said, Kim, I give her all the props. I just opened the picture. She looks amazing. Kim Kardashian is
yeah,
42 years old. I just
yeah.
entered that decade in my life. So I need all the role models around that age to like show themselves because I'm like, okay, I still got it. It's all good.
Well, you know what they're saying now. 40 is the new 30. Everyone keeps
It
saying
is.
that.
It is.
Yeah. Yep. So no, Isa, you're perfect in every way possible. I'll say that forever. I don't care.
I can't wait to go back so we can have a coffee together.
Right? Oh
We
man.
need it. We need it.
Yeah.
Or you can
See,
just come
look.
here and have real coffee in Puerto Rico. We brew it here. Like we grow it and brew it here.
Yeah. Honestly, for people who don't follow me outside, because I have before I started doing wrestling stuff, I started branding myself individually, just as Joey Karni. And a big
Right?
thing that I do, I'm a huge coffee enthusiast. I even was making coffee content for a while. I had a
Yeah.
page where I was just making different coffee things and just combining my creativity with photography and making coffee stuff and doing all that. So it's funny you mentioned good coffee because I am a
Oh, we have
huge
the best.
advocate for real coffee. Like that is, I could sit and talk for hours about coffee. People think
There's
like you're
a
a psychopath. I love coffee.
there's a coffee hacienda here where they brew it here, like they grow it there, brew it there. You can sit
Oh my
down and have
gosh.
like a literal fresh cup of coffee there. It is in the
Yeah.
like in the mountains of Puerto Rico, but it's an
Yeah.
experience that I suggest to everybody to do because it's like how fresh does the coffee get? You get it there. You
Yeah.
see them
My
like
family.
you see the you can see the whole process of it. So
Yep.
when you come visit me in Puerto Rico, here's what we'll do, Joey. Okay, I'll take you there since you're a coffee person, and then after
Oh
we
yeah.
do that tour and have a cup of coffee there, I'll take you to the Bacardi factory and they'll teach you how they do the rum, and we have a drink there because that's more my thing. So we can do
Yep.
both things, we can
And then
bond.
so the coffee will get us hyped up, the
Yeah,
alcohol will get us drunk, and then we'll go get the matching tattoos.
let's go.
I love it. I love it. No,
Your
my
trip is
my
planned. You
family,
just gotta book it now.
yeah, my family makes fun of me all the time because everybody in my family they drink from the Keurig machine, and I'm like, "Huh?" Like, nope, not me.
No.
I sit for like, I timed it once. It was like 7 minutes to make my coffee in the morning. I don't care.
Do you French press it?
I have a French press. I do that.
Okay.
I have the drip, like a drip, like a
Yeah.
one of those glass things for the drip
Yeah, yeah,
coffee.
yeah.
I take the instant coffee, or I'll do whatever. I make my own concoction, and
Yeah.
that's my
I love
if
that.
you
I
gotta give
hate
quality.
Keurig machines. The
I hate
only
it. It's
time
just
and
watered
even
down nonsense.
yes, and even if like, and I know not a lot of people, I like Starbucks, like it's the best resolve, there is. But like, if I'm staying at a hotel and in my room is a Keurig and there's a Starbucks downstairs, I'm the kind of person to get dressed and go get a real coffee over making
Yes.
something in that nasty machine. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm a big fan of real coffee, and we get it here. It's really really good. So.
Oh no. Now I have. All right. It's a given. Every show we add another notch to the belt as to why I need to come there, and I think this is
I want
just
to like convince you
sign
and you come.
sign seal delivered. Yeah. By the way, I found a lot of good coffee places around this area.
Oh, so when
So
I
when you
come back,
come,
you can take me to a
yeah.
few of them.
A lot of people don't
Deal.
even know. Let's tell the story real fast. When you live here, some of the time. You
I
lived in Puerto Rico some
yeah,
of the time.
I lived, yeah, and I was probably your neighbor and we didn't even freaking know it. We could have hung out
We
so
didn't even
much.
know it.
We
That-
lived
it-
literally 5 minutes on the street from each other.
Isn't that insane? And we didn't even we only met each other from this show, and we
I
found that
know.
out after the fact. How crazy is
Listen,
that?
shout out to Jimmy Van because I know you guys don't know the story, but it was Jimmy Van who put us together. We didn't even come up
Yeah.
with this concept. Jimmy Van says, I have an idea for a show. I want you to be a part
Yep.
of it. I already have the other host. I'm sure he reached out to you the same way. And then boom, he put us together. He's a genius. I mean, look at what he's done with FIFO. But he's a
Yeah.
genius because I was like, okay, I'm gonna meet this person. I have seen some of your content already, so I knew I was gonna enjoy talking
Yep.
to you. But it was intimidating because we put out a lot of wrestling content. So I was like, how am I
Yeah.
going to click with this person talking about something non-wrestling related? And that's how we came
Exactly.
together and that's how we met. But I had already come to Puerto Rico at that point. And like the more we get
Yep.
to know each other, the more I was like, bro, I live 5 minutes from you. We could have met up for coffee every day for the last like 5 years.
It's crazy. When I first met Jimmy, he told me, he's like, "Do you know anybody that you would love to have as a co-host?" And I said, "I don't know anyone. Like anyone. I wouldn't. There's no one. I don't know anybody." And he goes, "There's this girl, Issa. She's perfect for you guys. Will work perfectly." And I was like, "Do it. Like, there's no questions asked." And I barely knew Jimmy. And my
Yeah.
God, he is like the perfect matchmaker because he couldn't have put together a better duo, like with barely even knowing both of us. Like, I mean, that is incredible.
I know. I know, and
Yeah.
I love it. I look forward to this. This is a nice escape from me, especially like I just
Yeah.
did wrestling content for the last like 5 days in a row. I'm like, I want to talk about
Yeah.
something else. Although Monday Night Raw last night was lit. My
Oh man,
God,
I was like, I
WrestleMania
was up the
season
whole
is
time.
my favorite time of the year. It felt that way.
Oh
But listen, we're
man.
not here to talk about wrestling. Shout out to
No.
Kim Kardashian for the filter. Shout out to the two of us for going deep and personal there. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's two more topics here to talk about today. One of them we'll talk about very briefly because it's not really a celebrity topic, but I found it just to be a funny wow topic. So there was somebody who won the Powerball. Who won $2.04 billion.
Jesus.
$2.04 billion.
It should have been me.
Give me what I want. Give me
Another
what I want.
wrestling reference.
This person dropped $25.5 million on a home in LA. 13,578 square foot home.
It's a
in the hills,
beautiful home.
in the Hollywood Hills, and now they're neighbors to Ariana Grande and Jimmy Kimmel. So for those listening and watching, the lottery can change your life.
What would you do? Let's say you win, like, you know what? Let's say 1 billion. I'm not gonna say 2 billion. What would you do? Like, what would be the first thing that you do?
Well, I'm very business oriented, and I'm very
Right.
long-term business oriented. Like, yes, there's
Right.
things right now I don't care about right now. I'm talking about my future. I want to retire and be not even think about it. So the first thing I would think about is if I won $1 billion from the lottery, I'm not getting $1 billion because they tax the hell out of it. So whatever I
You're
get,
getting about half of it. Mhm.
yeah, about half.
Which
A lot
500
of that,
million are not bad money, Joey.
yeah. I would probably get myself some assets, invest into real estate, probably buy commercial buildings somewhere, and have that passive income come in.
Right.
And then just, I would obviously buy something for myself, but majority of that would go to assets. I wouldn't
Yeah.
go out and buy myself whatever, a Lamborghini, whatever. I don't care for that. Like, I have now a Bronco. Me and Sean Ross Sapp are twins with our Broncos. My dream car has always been like that classic old school Bronco. That would probably be like a big splurge that I would have on a car or something like that. Other than that, I'm very simple. I'm very simple.
I love that.
I love certain things, but I I would put that money towards assets. Let it
Yeah,
sit,
same. I will
and
definitely
I'll go
invest.
travel, and do whatever.
Yeah, that's true. A little bit of traveling. I always said that. Like a lot of people, it's like this guy, right, buy a big ass mansion. I'm like, I would probably do that, but I think I would invest more in like a block of homes for my
Yeah,
family. Like, I don't want to live with them, but I would love to have all of us close and have
yeah,
paid off houses. So I'm not talking like $1 million, but nice houses, but like 5 or 6 of them in a row so that we can be neighbors, so we don't have to be all in each other's spaces, Because a lot of people go and they
yeah,
buy these big ass mansions, and I'm like, no, no, I love them. I don't want them living with me. I would probably buy them houses, and that's still real estate
yeah,
I'm investing into. But I'm like, that's always been like a dream of mine. If I won the lottery, is I get a house for
yeah,
everybody so that we can at least like be together. But no, I'm like you. I always thought about what would I invest. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna spend a lot of money on shoes. I have a thing for expensive shoes, like you do for Broncos. So I will probably
yeah,
have to like give myself a shoe allowance because I know I could go and blow like $10,000 in 2 pairs of shoes in at any
yeah,
given moment. So, but yeah, that is crazy. But it's a beautiful house, and I feel
yeah.
like
It
in the
is.
neighborhood that he bought it, and that I don't see that like people are gonna be like, oh, he's going crazy. No, you can probably sell that. Like fix a couple of things and you make twice the money in that
Yeah,
neighborhood with those neighbors. So I don't see that as a bad investment. It's just like I've fallen down the YouTube rabbit hole of lottery winners that go broke, and it's sad. It's very sad. So I always
yeah.
told my
It's a
dad, I'm
huge
like, the
percentage.
first thing, yeah, I always told my dad, I'm like, the first thing I will get is a financial advisor because I don't know, I wouldn't know what to do with all that money and how
Yeah,
to do it the right way. So I'm like, before I even cash it, I'm already hiring somebody trustworthy to help me manage it.
yeah. I think a lot of people think like that too. Like they, when you ask somebody, like if I was to ask you, um, if I can grant you one wish, what would it be? I know for myself, I would be dumbfounded because there's so many answers to that question that you almost don't know one to even answer. It's
I
like
do
a
a
weird.
hundred more wishes. One wish,
Yeah,
yeah. My wish is a
I would
hundred
say
more wishes.
unlimited wishes.
Yeah.
Unlimited wishes.
Damn, you're more greedy than me. I at least said 100.
No, but like in that too, like if someone gave you $1 billion, like the first thing that you would do, we both say, I would do this, I would do this, but when it came to it, I would not
Would you
even.
do it? Right, right. Yeah, it's a situation you have to be put into to know how you will
Yeah,
react to it.
yeah. No, I definitely love your idea of buying a whole row of having your family close. That's actually a dream of my parents. They always wanted to have like a little compound, like the Hardy compound, and have like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
house
just
for
a bunch of
me,
houses where
one house
we're
for my
close to each
sister,
other.
them.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you don't have to be in each other's spaces. Like I seen people, like I
exactly.
hate to bring him up, but like Jeffree Star, which he ended up selling it, but he bought that
Yeah,
castle, almost like house, and he moved in a lot of people in there. And I'm like, I don't care how big the house is, I don't want that. I'm very
yeah,
private. I will continue to be very private. I would rather just walk next door and steal my mom's coffee. But I
yeah,
don't want them living. And that's like, listen, at this point, my family's, I only have one sister, and I love my 3 nephews. They will be included in that.
yeah,
But I'm like, my youngest nephew is 19. Like, we're all grown. We don't need to be
yeah.
living with each other. Like, I have one that's married with a kid. He has his own family.
Oh
Like,
wow.
we all need our own space, okay?
Yeah. Well, look at Courtney Kardashian and Kris Jenner. They live side by side. They bought a lot and
Yep.
they built a house and they walk over and they have like their imaginary tunnel, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that either.
I don't even want a tunnel. Let's keep
Yeah.
it. You have to knock at least, or my ring bell alarm has to go off so that I know they're here.
Yeah. But the last topic that we have for today is kind of what we started the show on. That's Chris Rock, this whole thing that happened with Netflix, Jada Pinkett Smith. Um, we briefly touched on it, but are you familiar with all that happened leading up to the Oscars last year, the infamous slap? All those listening
I
and
bel
watching, if you, yeah,
I believe that he had made other jokes about Jada Pinkett Smith, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's something that I have heard. Like, I think he said something about how he was obsessed with her or something like that.
yeah. So there was rumors that, I don't know if they're rumors or I don't know what you can say that it's called,
Hmm.
but apparently he poked fun at her before. He's saying he didn't, But what he said in the stand-up special is that um, when Will Smith wasn't nominated for an Oscar for his movie Concussion, Jada publicly told Chris, or publicly said that Chris Rock should quit his role as host of the Oscars because Will Smith wasn't nominated, making it about race,
Okay.
just to support a fellow African American who wasn't
Makes no
justified in what
sense, but okay. Like,
exactly
give up your opportunity because my husband didn't get nominated and we're the same race. That's not
exactly
how it works. Like, you should, because your husband didn't get nominated, you should still be happy that a fellow African American is getting the opportunity to host the Oscars, which
exactly
are very known for not being very African American friendly. So why would
yes.
listen? I could go on about this all day.
I agree with exactly what you're saying. It just because one didn't do it, look at the bigger picture.
Hmm.
You know, he's on a grander stage
Yeah.
hosting the Oscars. So that's where Chris Rock says that the shade kind of came from. Um,
Okay.
so from there, they kind of had like not drama, but I guess there was beef.
Hmm.
Um, then now recently, Jada's insider came out and said she never asked Chris to not host, blah blah blah. So it's always going to go back and forth. Um, apparently, where this special was filmed live is Jada's hometown, which
Ah!
people are saying that was done on purpose, and then people are saying no, that's just like a coincidence that it happened that way.
I love it. So messy.
Right? But I mean, this doesn't seem like it's ending anytime soon. I think it just kind of started back up. But what I thought the biggest takeaway from this was
Hmm.
Chris Rock said he gave credit a lot to Will Smith. He's like, I loved Will Smith. I was a huge fan. Um, and he said that this was selective outrage. That was the term that he used. Selective outrage, being that Jada cheated on Will with their son's friend August, right? That
Yeah.
happened, and then
Yeah.
they made it public on the Red
It was
Table
an
Talk.
entanglement. It was a, don't say
Entanglement,
cheating. It was entanglement.
entanglement. There we go. That was the term used. Entanglement. Um, so they made this public, and she
Yeah.
kind of interviewed Will Smith about her entanglement. So this was all public knowledge. It wasn't like
Right.
Chris Rock said anything that was out of the blue or anything. This was all from them. Um,
Right.
and he says in the special that she hurt Will more than Will hurt him, meaning from the slap. Like from what
What?
what Jada did to Will Smith hurt more than the slap that he took. And it was selective outrage that he was just the one that Will Smith picked because he can pick because of the size difference, the just for the moment.
Jada Pinkett Smith emasculated like Will Smith. This isn't
Yeah,
and I
that's kind
feel
of what
like
he
the
touched on.
anger that he let out on Chris Rock had nothing to do with Chris Rock.
And
I'm
that's
sorry,
what
and
he's saying.
I'm
It
not
was
sure the
selective
internet
outrage.
is ready to have that conversation. She's not likable, and Will Smith just doesn't look happy.
Yeah,
He
but this
just
is
needs
exactly what Chris Rock was alluding to. That this was
for
selective
good.
outrage.
Somebody
That
had to say it.
he it was wrong place, wrong time for Chris Rock, and something struck a
Yeah.
nerve with Will, and he slapped the hell out of him and
Hmm.
gave him a
Hmm.
concussion.
Like, it's just like a matter of how many times am I going to be embarrassed in public because of this woman. We going to slap this man. Even the original reaction at first, it looks like they're just clapping and laughing, and then all of a sudden he gets up and slapping. There's
Yeah,
something weird triggered Will there, and I just don't know that people, because of a lot of people have made it about the illness that she went public about and why she had to cut her hair,
yeah,
and it's like there is so much more to this than her illness. And
of
listen, props
course.
to her, respect, but there is a lot more to it than just this, and you could just tell somebody doesn't get up and slap someone just like that. And I don't know. I feel, I think Chris Rock has every right to talk all that crap. I feel bad for Will Smith and whatever. But listen, he stays. He must like it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I really enjoyed the special. He touched on the Kardashian. Like I
I'm gonna
said, he
check it
touched on the.
out.
You have to watch it. It was really they had so after the show finished airing, it was like an hour
Hmm.
long Saturday night. After that, they did another live show. They almost did it was almost like a watch along. It was an after the show in Hollywood
Huh.
with David Spade, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was there. A few
Okay.
different African American comedians were on that show, and they kind of just gave a review of what they watched, and they all agreed that like Chris knocked it out of the park. Like, yeah, he took some shots, but deservingly so. So,
Hmm.
I don't think this is over anytime soon. Obviously, Will Smith is banned, I think, 10 years from attending the Oscars.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know anything about what Jada's up to, if she's doing her table talk stuff or I don't know what. To be honest, I don't know how I would have felt about my wife having an entanglement and then interviewing me about how I felt about that live, like to the world. That to me
Yeah.
is just a wacky
Especially
situation of
when
what's
you're so
happening there.
public. If it's just Joe Schmo
Yeah.
and Jane A having a podcast and talking about, that's different. But these people are so public, and you just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know because listen, they he knew what he was getting into, I guess, during the interview. I would
Yeah.
assume she didn't corner him, but the whole thing is weird. I don't think that Jada is makes herself to be the most likable,
No, she
and
doesn't.
I don't blame Chris Rock for finally speaking out. He has the right to say whatever he
Yeah.
wants. He's the one who got slapped, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also props to him because he kept his cool. He handled that like a pro. Like there's that could have gone so wrong in every
Yep.
aspect of things, and I always think like it takes a very strong, mentally strong person to process what is going on and not be reactive
Yep.
and kind of like take a step back and say, okay, I'm live or I'm dealing with this or I'm dealing with that. It's
Yep.
kind of like and keep going because he kept going. You don't even know what was
Yep.
going through his head. I think he's a pro, and I'm glad he was able to speak his piece. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah. And you know how in wrestling we have the main event scene, we have the mid card, the lower card.
Right?
In the celebrity like comedian world, Chris Rock is a main eventer. He's not mid card, he's not low card. He is like
No,
a very relevant name. He's always like everybody knows who he. I know I just made a wrestling reference there.
no.
Eh,
I'm laughing because the other day I decided to put my Apple Music on shuffle for every
yeah.
song that I have on there. And
Uh,
do you remember his comedy song "No Sex in the Champagne Room"?
yes. Yes.
Okay, that came on my radio, and I hadn't heard it in like 15 years. I was like, "Why do I have this?"
Let me tell you,
A classic, a classic.
you were gonna laugh your ass off when you watch this special. When
Okay,
he I forgot I should have looked up what he talked about with the Kardashians and tied it into our
yeah,
Kardashian corner. I'm sure you'll hear it and we'll talk about it next week. But
okay.
no, he said he got hit so hard he was hearing like summertime, like Will Smith's rap song. Like he said, I was hearing summertime in my head. Like he this guy, he got slapped for whatever reason live while hosting the Oscars. He waited a year to even say anything about it. He then had the platform. He was given the platform to do a live show where the world was watching to say whatever he wants about it. And he got paid $40 million from Netflix. I mean, this guy,
Who wins? Who wins?
he
Come on.
won. He like
Yeah.
this is not like sudden death and he just got the last win.
No.
He just this is out of the he won. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Good for him.
There's no
Good for him.
and good for him. I don't know. I finished watching it at the end of the special. He says something so powerful and then smacks the mic down, and then a Kanye Jay-Z song starts playing, and he throws his hands up, and I'm like,
Uh
I got chills. I was like, this is a moment. This guy he survived it. You know, like
was it
there's
a song
people
from
that
Watch the Throne? Watch the Throne is one of my favorite
yes,
hip hop albums of all time. I don't
it
care
is.
how crazy Kanye is today. I'm so glad that that album happened. I
Yeah,
still jam to it on the daily. That
such a
album
good one.
has some tracks.
Yeah, it was a moment, and I was just like, man, this like there's so many people that in that different celebrities in that moment, if they were in the shoes of Chris Rock, their careers would be over. Like,
Yeah.
there's no coming back from that. You are forever known as the guy Will Smith slapped the shit out of
Slapped
him.
at the Oscar. Yeah, but I feel
Yeah.
like he would have. I don't know. I don't think anybody thought, maybe some people did, I don't know, but I never thought he was in the wrong. Like, I don't think, I never had anything to blame him. Every time I talk about it, the one thing that I do is just give him props for how he handled it. He could have swung back, he could have walked off, he could have,
Yeah.
and he just kept going like nothing happened. And that's a pro right there. But like you said, this is A-list comedy. He's been doing this for a long time. I was just telling you about that dumb song. That was on the beginning of his career when he came out with that song. But yeah, I'm glad that he got the bag because he deserves it, and I'm glad that he got to speak his piece, and I'm glad that he looks like the bigger guy here.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that comedy is acting. Some things that comedians say is not what they believe. It's to get a reaction from the crowd. So if he's making fun of Jada or making a comment or whatever, a joke, it could have been about anybody. Like, it's not. It's all in good fun. It's not supposed to be.
Especially when you're hosting the Oscar, a show that millions are watching. You're at home rehearsing some of these jokes. This is something that he like made just to make people laugh. Like, it's not. I don't know. This is it's almost like a character. The problem is because people don't see it that way.
Yeah, I'm sure we talked about this topic way too much. We could talk about it for hours.
But I'm glad we did, because we weren't doing the show when the slap actually happened. We would have had a whole show about it.
Isa, any shows or anything you watched this week or last week?
Survivor is back. Survivor is back. Crazy first episode of Survivor. I don't know if the season is gonna manage to stay that intense, because it was a very intense first episode. I had 2 Puerto Ricans in Survivor. Talk about representation. You love to see it. And I finished watching The Perfect Match on Netflix.
Okay.
It is a shit show. If you watch dating shows of Netflix, this is like the all-star, bringing them in and trying to get them to hook up. But I am so I never go to the theater. I always wait for the movies to be released. Not this week. I will be there for probably the first showing of Scream. I'm so hyped. And the fact that it's in New York, I know I've been talking. Yeah, it's this week. And the fact that it's in New York, like, it just adds a little bit of nostalgia for me. And I think it's going to be crazy. If they use New York the right way, it's going to be crazy. So I'm super hyped for Scream. I can't wait to talk about it next week. Try to see it before Tuesday, Joey, because we need to talk about it.
I'm still trying to figure out why they're releasing it now and not around Halloween time. Or at least closer to that time.
They never come out. Like, they barely ever come out during Halloween time. Even the original Scream was not released during Halloween time.
Yeah, true. They're not technically Halloween movies. They're just horror movies, right?
I know. I love the Scream franchise. So if you guys wanna if you guys watching are gonna go see it, part 1, 2, 3 are right now available on Pluto, I believe. The last one I think is on Paramount Plus. Like, there's places to binge all 5 of them. I think we're up to 5 before you go see this one. If you're a nerd like me, every time a sequel come out to a longevity horror film, like, I'll try to watch all of them. Oh man, Scream is like up there for me, my favorite horror movies.
There's a few movies I want to see. I also want to see. I talked about it last week with John Alba. We talked about Creed. They just added Creed 1 and 2 to Hulu, HBO Max. I think Peacock has them. So Creed 1 and Creed 2 are both on majority of the stream platforms.
That's good.
I love those movies. I haven't seen Creed 3
I heard
yet.
Creed 3 is good. I heard it's good.
Yeah, they already started filming for the 4th one. So they're cranking them out.
They're gonna make a Scream 7 as well. It's already green lighted. They're gonna start filming it too. Yeah, I can't wait for the new Fast and the Furious to watch John Cena do that attitude adjustment.
This year in film is a really exciting year. There's a lot of movies coming out this year that I'm excited for.
We'll see. My excitement as of right now is just Scream and Fast and the Furious, because my dad loves them, and I'm here in Puerto Rico now, so I can actually take him on a date.
I love those movies.
Me too.
I don't know if I love them
as so realistic as they get. I still love them.
Yeah. I don't care for that. Like, I'm there. One, I love the we're family, the whole like family drama and all this stuff. Yeah. For
The
the
meme
family.
is top tier. The freaking
Yeah.
Vin Diesel family meme. That's what the
Yep.
bloodline got going on right now. Vin Diesel
Yep.
ain't got nothing on the bloodline.
Oh man. That
That's
would be a
what
great
Jay was
WrestleMania
screaming.
run-in.
Yeah, Jay was screaming that at Sammy last night. He's like, you thought I was
Yeah.
feeling you? It's about family. And I'm like, okay, Vin Diesel.
Let me tell you. I know we try not to talk about wrestling on this show, but I saw clips from your stream last night on Twitter. You have to be one of the funniest people in all of wrestling content. And I want that clipped. Clip that. Because right before we came on this show, and I forgot to mention to you at the beginning, right before we came onto the show, I saw you there was a clip that you posted, and it was like, you want to know what John Cena said to Cody?
Yeah.
He lost to Roman Reigns twice, and he's got no chance. You're on another level. That to me is just
Thank you. That's why I watch
funny.
Hellos. That's why I always tell people, like, I'm like, look, I'm very blessed that I get to do what I do with Lucha Libre Online, with Wrestling Inc. But my channel, you're going to get me as a fan. And I'm going to watch as a fan. I'm not going to sit here and try to analyze what's going on. I'm just going to talk my crap. And listen, the
Yeah.
numbers are growing. The subscribers are growing. The live viewers are
Yeah.
growing. So I do think, like, people understand my humor and appreciate
Yeah.
it. Jay also took me in a roller coaster of emotions last night. So I
Oh,
went through
man.
the 12 stages of grieving in like 2 minutes.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you see it coming?
I always said,
I saw it coming as soon as he let go of that hug. I saw it coming. He backed up, gave himself enough room to hit that super kick, and I knew it was coming then and there. Like just the way that Jey Uso, his body language, I knew it was over there. I was like, damn it. After that hug, I was like, it's over. That's it.
Yeah, I saw it coming as well, but I thought the acting of it, like, Jey Uso deserves all the Oscars. He's been the star of the storyline, and I'm convinced of that. But he did get me for a second. When he walked away from Jimmy, I thought that maybe they were gonna extend it another week. Like, for a second, I thought I always knew. I've said it since day one. I was like, I keep saying Jay will find clarity. That's what I always tell people. But I'm like, I thought when he hugged Sammy, I was like, God, we're gonna have to go through this for another week or two before he turns. But no, I was glad he did it last night. They played. I love when wrestling gets me in my feels and my emotions.
Yeah.
I'm here for the storytelling. And man, last night, we're supposed to end this, but last night, the Logan Paul Seth Rollins segment, they freaking knocked it out of the park. John Cena, Austin Theory knocked it out of the park. And then I'm closing the show and I'm like, holy crap, it's WrestleMania season, fam. Like, it felt incredible. I'm so excited for them. Outside of Omos and Brock, every match as of right now, I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's how WrestleMania should feel like.
By the way, I thought it was really quick what they did with Damage Control, Trish, Lita, and Becky. That was I feel like it was really thrown together.
I know, but that match is gonna be so good. I can't believe that. It's gonna be awesome.
I have a theory.
What's your theory? You have a theory?
Yeah. And then we'll wrap it because I know that this is not a wrestling show, but WrestleMania is pop culture. It's the Super Bowl of professional
wrestling. And it's going Hollywood. It's going Hollywood. That's what we talk about.
I have a theory here, and I know a lot of our listeners are wrestling fans, so they're going to like this one too. Maybe not. My theory is, if you look back at Trish Stratus's WrestleMania history, she has a pattern of turning. I think at WrestleMania, Trish is going to turn, maybe after the match, she'll turn on Becky Lynch because she's jealous that she didn't win the women's titles with Lita.
Oh my God. I love
and
that.
And then we're gonna see a Becky Trish feud because apparently Trish is around for a while. We don't know how long, but
I hope
this is like a long-term thing that they're doing. I don't know if we'll see like Trish join forces with like Trish and Lita join forces with Bailey, and then Damage Control breaks up and they go, Io and Dakota go with Becky. We don't know, but we're seeing cracks already with Damage Control. And I think that Trish if you look back to when Trish came back last week, and there was kind of like a thing there where even last night she hugged Lita and she's like, "I'll always be there for you," and she kind of just like disregarded Becky.
Yeah, I saw it. I got that too. I was like, that's kind of
like giving Becky the cold shoulder. I'm telling you, something is coming. We're probably gonna get like a Becky, Trish, maybe like SummerSlam before that. I don't know. That's my theory.
I love it. But I'm here for it. I hope it happens. I just love these women that come back because they look like they could have a run with all the young women. And I think a lot of it is because they retire so young. Like a lot of these women left when they were still in the prime. But I see Beth Phoenix, I see Trish, I see Lita, even Michelle McCool. Some of these women, and they look like they could go. They look better than some of the current women's wrestlers. And it's just like, let them go. Like, if we have to deal with all these legend men coming back and doing their thing, why can't women do the same thing? So I'm here for all of this. I didn't watch a lot of wrestling when these women were doing what they were doing. So I'm excited to get a second try at watching them and enjoying their work and getting to appreciate them even more. I know they're legends, but I want to seeing them become involved with my favorites now is awesome.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it. Like, it's not just like Goldberg comes in and beats the Fiend. Like, it's not that. It's there's a story behind it, and it elevates everyone, and that's
correct.
It's the story.
Correct. And we saw Lita had that championship match against Becky. And we know how much Lita meant to Becky. And to see Becky win the tag titles with her, I can't imagine how much she's fangirling inside win the tag titles with your idol. It's so cool. It is so cool. I'm here for the storyline. And again, these women, you don't feel bad watching them wrestle. They look good. They still move good. I'm so excited. I love your theory. And I hope that all of these stories happen because we do have SummerSlam to build after WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And there's a few other big pay-per-views like Money in the Bank that kind of make it into a big pay-per-view as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be in London in the O2, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. This WrestleMania is very unpredictable. The matches are a little predictable, but the future is unpredictable.
Yeah, Roman's going to beat Cody.
I have a feeling you're right on that. I don't know why.
Oh, I know I'm right.
I don't know how the fans would react if that's the case.
I gotta tell you something, Joey. Every feud since he came back as the head of the table, every feud that he's gone in, I told you he's my favorite of all time. But I'm 100% certain that he's winning. Then I'm biased, right? Tony can call me out for being a biased journalist. But I am 100% sure, which I think is funny because I'm like, if he ever loses, the meltdown I'm gonna have, because in my brain he's winning everything. I'm not prepared. I'm not mental. To me, there's no possibility. So I'm like, oh my God, the meltdown is gonna be a mess. I'm gonna go in hiding for like 2 weeks. But I don't think Cody is ready for it yet. I don't.
Let me ask you this. Because you're the number one Roman Reigns fan in the world, so you're the best person to ask.
Thank you.
Would you prefer him to lose the titles at his peak, which I would say is now, or would you wait till he starts getting like stale, if that ever happens?
I wouldn't wait until he starts getting stale. At this point, and based on the day that we're up to, I would love to see him get to 1,000 days. We don't see 1,000 days rings on modern day wrestling. We're at 900 and something. No. Why not just let him go to that? Another thing is, I wouldn't care if you do something where he drops the WWE title, because he won that last year. That's not the title that counts. It's the Universal Championship, the one that he's made his championship, But I would love to see a reign that is going to take a long time and somebody really special to like beat that record. I think he should make it to 1,000 days. Beat him while he's at his peak. I do think you're building something special because he hasn't been pinning so long. When somebody pins him, it's gonna be like crazy. But make it count, make it special, make it a feud, a long-term story.
Yeah. I would have preferred if Cody came out and said, "Hey, I want the WWE Championship," and then WrestleMania is for the WWE title, and Roman holds the Universal.
Yeah.
And split the titles. Then I'm okay with Roman losing. But
I also think like it's not gonna happen, but I said it on Wrestling Inc. I'll say it here. If Cody wins both belts, he's dropping one at the first pay-per-view. I'm telling you, like automatically. He's gonna do the baby
yeah,
face thing where he's like, I'm gonna defend both of these belts. He's gonna drop one just so we can split the belts because they're not gonna split them. Roman looks good with both belts and all of the advertising and all that. They're not
yeah.
gonna split them until they get him off of Roman.
WrestleMania season. I'm excited all
Can't
for
wait.
it.
Ah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. I know we just like gave you guys an extra 10 minutes of content talking
Yeah,
wrestling, but last night's Raw was incredible. Like it really felt like
yeah.
WrestleMania season is here.
We're making up for lost time from last week. It's fine.
Yeah, it's been a while, you know?
Right? But yeah, I think that kind of covers everything for today. Thank you for the chat. I saw the chat going the whole time, having their own conversation, going along with us. Always a fun time to see the chat engaged. Issa, I'm so glad you're back, and I'm so glad we were able to hit all of our typical things: wrestling, Kardashians, movies, TV shows, everything that we talked about. Yeah.
Me too. I just
Always a
hope
fun
that
time.
these celebrities are a little bit messier this week because I struggle finding anything for. I was like, why these celebrities being so quiet this week? There's not a lot of news to talk about.
Yeah, no, last week with John Alba, I brought a topic that about, I don't know if you saw, Ben Affleck got stuck in like a parallel parking spot, and he just got out of his car. He was like, screw it, and just started like smoking, and everyone caught him. Like I was like, Issa would have loved this. We would have had a field day with this type of like.
I saw
Oh man,
it. Ben Affleck is such goals. I don't parallel park. I don't. You can ask you can even ask Sean Ross Sapp at one point. I don't know where we were at for a wrestling event, and I just like put the car in parking. I was like, you're gonna park this car. I'm not. I just got out.
Yeah, I where I live, I have street parking, so I have to parallel park.
So bad. No,
But,
I don't do it. No, if it's not regular parking or if it doesn't have ballet, I'm not going.
Yeah. When we go
They
for
don't call me
coffee,
a diva for nothing. They don't call, yeah, please.
They don't call me a diva for nothing. I love it.
He's like, I guess I'm parking the car. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Otherwise, I'm leaving it there.
Oh man, Issa, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Always fun time talking about everything with you. We got deep today and like a real deep personal conversation. We had some fun. We laughed. We talked wrestling, movies. I mean, today was the perfect episode. I have to say
it was the perfect episode. And my dog barked in the background. It's not a TLR episode if Roman doesn't bark on the background. So
yeah, no, Roman made his appearance. He did his thing. Yeah. So everybody listening, watching, thank you again. Thank you for engaging. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below to the Know Your News channel. All different types of podcasts and shows to watch here, including us every Tuesday at 3 p.m. TLR, the Ludicrous Report, with myself and Issa. Sometimes we have different special guests come in. We've seen Sean Ross Sapp. We've seen John Alba.
Glenn Rubenstein. Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. Other people have come in. So always a fun time, and always that you can expect a good time on this show.
It's us.
That's the certain thing.
All right, watch Scream. Everybody watching, go watch Scream this week.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to watch Scream. But yes, we will see everybody next week. Thank you again, and we'll see you when we see you.